challenge you to bet on yourself and dream a little bigger than yesterday. It's about that time, y'all. It's time for you to think higher, speak life, and know that same power.
Hi guys, welcome back to For Unheard Voices. I'm Jade, this is Aphrodite. We're back for round 2 and we are going to discuss equality. Tradition. You want to open with this one? Because
this wasn't one of mine, was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah, it was, and I remember why now.
We discussed it.
And it relates actually to what we were talking about. But
would you like to change chairs?
No, fine. No, I'm fine. Yeah, all good.
I can't remember what the context of our conversation was, but we were talking about equality and how it is viewed now. And to a degree, it seems like it's gone past that. It's gone past that plateau of
Man being a provider.
No, it's gone past the plateau of it being equal. It seems now, because it came from the idea of equality came from feminism, which in this concept was a brilliant idea, brilliant concept because it created egalitarian society. Egalitarian, just everything's equal, everybody is equal. So you have equal opportunities, but obviously not equal outcomes, because that depends on the individual. Yeah, so both of us could go for a job, but how we perform depends on the outcome. But we both get the opportunity to go for the job. Now, that seems to have switched from that, which is perfect, the balance, to many, and I have to stipulate, I'm going to say it 3 times so we get it into our heads, many people have gone to the extreme of men are to blame for everything, hate men, don't trust men, blah, blah, blah. And then to a degree, I would agree with that. As I said to you earlier, and I reiterate this, we are shit for the most part. I've been horrible. Past. I'm not now. I'm older now. I had a great mum who, Afro knew my mum, but my mum's passed now. God rest her. But I had a great mum who, in my later years, and I'm ashamed to say, it took me till I got to my 30s to actually sit and have proper conversations with my mum about how I should be performing as a man. Yeah, and she set my mind right. So now I see what I should have been doing and what I need to do now and how I need to move forward. Many men don't, either don't want to listen or it doesn't suit their purposes or their needs. So they carry on as they are. And I count some of my friends in this, and they're my friends because I know they would bleed for me if they needed to. I don't condone any of their behaviour, but I know they've got other qualities that I love. But when they're wrong, I call them out all the time. I dog them off and scum them out when they need it. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think I'm sitting there having a go at one textile or the other. That's not the point. Point is, in my view, if your view is skewed and you're messing other people up, you come and ask my opinion or you bring me into it, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to let you behave the way you, because I wouldn't expect that either. I'd expect someone to say to me, I'm so sorry. I'd expect someone to say to me, no, that's rubbish behaviour. You can't do that. You've got to move forward. So, getting back to that, equality now, it seems as if it's a case of we're better than them. And this is the some of the young generation, better than them. We don't need them. Hate them. Everything that's happened is bad. They're to blame. Blah blah blah. And as I said before, they're right to an extent, but you can't move forward thinking like that. You can get to a solution to a problem thinking about that presently, but you can't think like that in your future if you want to progress and move forward, because that's negative. As we were talking about negative connotations earlier, that is the biggest negative connotation. Because if men are to blame for everything, men are wrong always, and they are to be hated and despised. Yeah, it follows. You know what I'm saying? So, what light does that mean? Leave men in. That leaves men.
Do you live like, saying you're married, so forth for your husband? Very, you let him be sort of head of the household, sort of thing.
I think we're just a team, really. Yeah. I think there are certain things my husband does, and there's certain things I do, and it's not. It's just the way it's happened. I mean, I'm a woman 50, that can. I can change a fuse and a plug. I'll put the rubbish out. We've never been
financial. I don't.
No. We're probably not equal financially.
You work part time, and I work part time, but our husbands work full time.
Full time.
So they're the provider.
I earn my own money.
The main
We both
provider.
do.
The main
But they're
provider. Yeah, they are the
But
main
we both
provider.
earn our own
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
to be able to do what we
Yeah.
want to do without having to keep asking for money.
Right.
But my husband works nights predominantly,
Yeah.
and I only work 2 days a week. So I will get up every morning and do what I need to do around the house. And I always make my husband's breakfast. And if
Oh.
I'm going to work or I'm
Yeah.
going out, I'll leave it for him. Now, I've got friends that go, oh my goodness, you do that for him. But my argument is
Yeah.
he works really hard.
Yeah.
He's putting a bit of cereal and fruit.
Yeah.
Well, I like doing it for
That's-
him. I
yeah.
like just making
I
sure,
used to do
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
that
It's a
he
great
does that.
compromise.
Yeah.
My husband will go and put petrol in my car. He
Yeah.
just doesn't like me for some reason going to a petrol station.
Yeah.
He just
Does
says
he
no,
not?
no.
Oh.
No.
Women
Yeah,
take
he
on
just
petrol stations
he
all the
just
time.
thinks he just says, "Oh, I'll go and do your petrol for you." He did it today, funny enough.
Yeah.
Before we came here, but he wouldn't pick up a Hoover.
Oh, right.
You know.
Does he know to wash up and
Yes,
cook?
but I mean, he'll put things in the dishwasher, but it will be all over the place.
Yeah.
Now, I could moan and go, "Oh, what have you done?" But I know it'd cause an argument because his argument would be, "Does it matter? I've done it."
And I've tried,
Yeah, and I've
basically.
tried.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he'll make sure everything's, you know, he'll buff the shower for me.
Yeah.
You know, making sure.
Does he do washing? Help you with the washing?
Yeah, he'll help me with the washing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll do all that.
He'll do all of that, definitely. Yeah.
And he knows how to cook sometimes.
No, he doesn't really do much cooking, but again,
Yeah.
I'm home most nights, so
Yeah.
I'll just do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
You sound like you're getting to a point, Afro.
No, I'm just asking these ladies.
But
from
it's- but then
equality,
I've got some
from the
friends-
tradition. They're
Okay.
coming from a
Yeah,
tradition.
yeah,
To
yeah.
me,
Yeah,
it's tradition.
but my mum was always like that.
Yeah.
We're both quite
I
homely.
was
We're
yeah,
brought up
homemakers.
like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. I was
Yeah.
brought up.
But
with
I've
my
got
mum.
friends that work full time
Yeah.
and their husbands work full time,
Yeah.
so they completely share the duties.
Right, obviously.
Their husbands will do ironing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron their own shirts because my friend will say, "Well, I'm at work all day and I come home and I'm equally as knackered as he is."
Oh.
So we sort of share, and financially, they're on
They
parallel.
My opinion
You
on
know?
this is going to be controversial, but I don't think.
Why
that's
am I
possible.
surprised?
I don't think it's possible for us to be equal because there's stuff that you guys could do that we wouldn't have a chance at, and there's stuff that we have to do as men. You guys want to. For example, if burglar comes into the house, who deals with that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be
Tradition.
hiding in the
100%.
wardrobe.
And
Yeah.
to me,
I'll be
it's
crying.
not a question to me.
Or a
yeah,
dog.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm letting my woman go and deal with a burglar.
Yeah.
That's just not
Yeah.
happening.
No,
so that's one
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Simple things like putting the rubbish out. You just said you don't like doing it. You hate.
I'll do
you
it.
that without thinking. Yeah, but you
Yeah.
hate it, didn't you?
No, it doesn't
Most
bother
women
me.
do.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
My ex hated
I don't
it.
think
Yeah.
I should,
Yeah.
if I have a
She'd
partner.
screw her face
Yeah.
up for the whole time. She had to go and do
It
it.
doesn't
I wouldn't
bother
let her do it. I'll go and do it.
But
But there
things
are
like-
things that we do that
Yeah.
the other is no good at.
You know, Christmas decorations. I'll go
Both-
to
both
Smarty.
ways.
Oh, will you help me do the balls outside? And he'll go, "Yeah, of course I will." So he'll help me because it's all got to go up a ladder and whatever.
Yeah.
But if I said to him, "Oh, decorate the tree with me,"
wouldn't be able to do it on
he'd
his
go,
own.
"What?
Mm.
Leave it out." He'd say, "A, you'll have a go at me because I won't do it right." He says, and B, I've got more important things to do than decorate the
Because
tree.
you guys have got the eye for details.
Yeah.
We got planning, you guys have the details. You know what I mean? So the simple things like that, we find, most of us find it hard to wrap our minds around, man, because it's just not something that we're geared to do. We're simple, man. I'd said this to my friend the other day.
What, yours? Friend
I'm
with
still trying to think how
benefit?
to define her.
Is it
But-
friend with
Why can't
benefit?
she just be your lady friend? And
Well,
that's,
she
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
not
want
nice.
to label it
but
because...
that's a nice. It's not.
And I
too
didn't answer your
much,
point
you know.
earlier. You were asking why it can't develop naturally, and that is because I don't want that. I've just come out of 2 long-term relationships.
That's okay. At
Don't
the
want to mess
moment,
up.
but you
Yeah.
might change your mind in a year's
No, I
time.
need to focus on me and making people.
Do you not think that
and
when
getting
Cupid
forward.
shoots that arrow, sometimes it doesn't
Yeah, I think it's
circumstantial,
possible, and
it
it could
just
do.
shoots that arrow
Of course it
and
could, but I didn't want to say to her at the start, right, let's start off slow, see where we go, and if it blossoms into a relationship, all good. Didn't want to say that because that's not how I felt at the time.
I don't
But
think
most
you
men
have
will
to
do
speak- I
that
don't think
because
you
they just
should.
want
Going back to the equality
your
thing.
boys are modern men. I think Lucas is a
Yeah,
real
but I
modern
still say
man.
going back to equality, they are. So let's look at my eldest,
Okay.
not going to say his name, whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
33,
Yeah.
with his girlfriend, 31.
Both in very good jobs.
Both equal providers,
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
Bought their flat, 50-50. Let's say they go on holiday and the suitcases are coming round the carousel.
Yeah.
Would he expect his girlfriend to pull the case off? No.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll be doing it.
Right.
He'll
He
be
should
holding
as
the
well.
he'll be holding the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So now
Opening
some women
doors,
might
car
go,
doors.
well, that's not equality, you know.
Sexist. And,
Exactly.
Chauvinist, blah, blah, blah.
But it's not, is it? So it's like
I don't think
using the word equality to, you know, how far do you take it?
Yeah.
How far? And you're right. You know, if a burglar comes into the house, there's no way my son would go and sort it
Right.
out.
And if he did, he wouldn't be a man.
You better go and sort it
Anyone
out.
who would let that happen,
You know,
in my
this is what I'm
opinion, is a man.
saying.
That's ridiculous.
And then some people would go, some men would go, well, you wanted equality. You all fought for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why should I
And
have
it's
to go and
true.
deal with a burglar?
It's actually true. Well, what about
Well,
that
you're
time you...
stronger than I think you're stronger than Smarter.
Oh, yeah, I could do...
You could do-
Stay there.
Yeah, but on average though, men are stronger than women.
Of course they are.
If I'm walking down the street, yeah, say, all right, Jade, for example, yeah, you're walking down the street, Jade, and you see this, or either of these two lovely young ladies, or me, yeah, which one are you going to be more wary of?
You.
Right.
Yeah.
This is my
I'd
point.
be very
You know
upset
what I
if
mean?
you'd said
Yes, actually her. She was like,
it's been me.
she's a bit beefy.
Well, what were you going to? I'm so sorry. I
So,
forgot
my,
your name.
Joe.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
That's okay. I was just going to say, do you? Because my husband's very good, and so is Deb's husband,
Yeah.
of protecting our honour. Like if we were out and a man got a bit,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a bit like that, my husband would go, "Excuse me, mate,
Yeah.
can you
Yeah.
leave my wife? Like you pushed into my." He'd be very,
That's what I would expect.
Yeah.
Protective.
protective. Yeah.
Because that is men's,
And
in
I-
my opinion,
Yeah.
that is our natural proclivity, to protect
Yeah.
people, our families, and not just our partners, but our mums,
In
our
friends.
dads, our brothers and sisters, our friends. Afro will tell you stories
Yeah,
about
he
me from when we
protected
were kids.
me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is our natural.
Because I like that. I couldn't
And
be
I
with
like
a
a man
that
offering you a
wasn't
The
seat.
thing that's messing man up now,
Always
the thing that's
protect them.
stopping men from dating, and this is another point we got to, yeah, is mate asked me this, and I had to ask myself the same question, yeah. If you're prepared to give your life literally for your woman, yeah, what's she supposed to do in return, man? What's this simple thing she's got to do in return? Be loyal to me. Yeah?
Yeah, honest.
Be on the same par,
Yeah.
as far as what we're doing. I'm not saying you can't wear that, but I'm going to wear this, or you can't go there. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's got to be equal for both of us on this, because we want to build together. We're not building for them or for people to see or for anyone else to comment. It's not about them. It's about me and you. You understand?
But this is what goes back to what makes a relationship work is compromise.
Yeah.
It's
Trust.
Trust. It's give, I'm going to do this for you,
Yeah.
so I expect you to do this for me.
Yeah.
But you don't have to overthink it.
Of course not.
You know.
Or overplay it. You
Overplay
don't have
it.
to
Girls'
force anyone
holidays.
to anything.
Yes.
You do.
Well, we go and
Not-
see my mum in
We
Spain.
go and see our mum in Spain.
you know.
Yeah, I have done girls' holidays, but that
Not
was
for a
probably
long-
when we first got together before we had
Yeah.
How did
Finley.
he feel about that?
Yeah, he was. But I've never been the sort of girl. We're
I've
not that.
seen
I can't
it.
explain it.
I've got another
I am
story.
so much more of a girly girl that if
Yeah.
I'm with my girlfriends, I'm with my
I'm
girlfriends.
oblivious. I
I'm
couldn't even tell you
oblivious.
who else is in the bar.
Okay.
You're
I'm
probably
sitting-
the only man besides my husband and my brother-in-law, my nephews, that I've had a conversation with
Oh,
like
wow.
this
That's
in
excellent.
donkey
Yeah.
years.
That's
She's
good
not,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm just.
Oh no, we work
Yeah.
with two guys.
Oh,
though.
no,
we
yeah,
talk to
well,
them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they're
But I'm the only stranger that you've had a
Yeah,
conversation
yeah,
I've had
100%.
a, sorry, I mean
And
like a
also-
stranger
that's
that I've
cool.
had a
Yeah, yeah,
conversation
okay.
And
with.
also, if I was in a bar,
Yeah.
with a group of guys, and a guy offered to buy me a drink,
Yeah.
100% I'd say no.
No, and
Yeah.
me.
I'd say it politely. I'd go, oh no,
Excellent.
no, thank you, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's that's fine. I would
'Cause-
never, because I
excellent.
think then you are giving them a bit of a open
Signal.
door, aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know,
know what though? See, this is another way we don't.
But that
I don't
comes
agree
with
on this.
maturity,
I don't
though,
agree.
doesn't it?
If you accept a drink, you're not obligated to sleep with
you're
anyone.
not. But
No,
I
but-
still wouldn't
But
feel.
in these day and ages,
Yeah.
as you quite rightly said, by your own
Yeah.
admissions,
Yeah.
Men will.
People
men,
think.
people think
we
it.
did let that guy buy us a drink on the plane, but
Oh,
then
yeah,
his
but
ticket,
they-
his card got declined.
Oh no.
Oh,
We were this is so
Hilarious.
funny. We were going to see our
Hilarious.
mum, and we were on a plane, and there's a guy with us sitting next to us, and oh my goodness, what was he like? He literally
so full of rubbish.
told us this story that he'd met this girl, they were living together, and he's had this house, and let me show you photos. He was showing us photos, but when he's taken a photo of a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the girlfriend was
wow.
the model. So we're giggling and laughing, and then he's going, oh yeah, and I do this, and I do. Anyway, the trolley's come round. Oh, ladies, can I buy you a drink? She's gone, no. I've gone, yes, please, thank you, that'd be lovely. I thought, if I've got
And a
part
box
with
of
you-
Pringles.
And a box of Pringles. And then his car got declined. It was
Hilarious.
just hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious.
But do you not think what you're saying all goes back now to maturity? Like when you're younger
Can do.
and you haven't got the experience, you haven't got the maturity,
I've got-
you put yourself in situations that as a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old you wouldn't do.
No, you're right, but again, it comes down to exception. When we say this, we can't say all, because I've got a 27-year-old mate. He's been married 4 years, 2 kids. He's been married 4 years. He's got his own business. She doesn't do anything, or she don't work full time.
She looks after the children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every time I'm invited round there, or even if I pop round, the environment is beautiful. Kids always laughing. She's always got a smile on her
Yeah,
face.
it's
He looks a
lovely.
bit stressed sometimes, but he's a man. That's
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the environment's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's been like that since I've known them, since
Yeah.
they've been married.
Be a dream.
You know what I mean? So
Dream for
it depends on the individuals, but on
course
the
it
whole,
does.
we got to get back to the fact that most people don't view relationships like that anymore. They don't see them as.
So you think the old-fashioned relationship? Let's be honest. The woman you provide.
Yeah.
Your woman's at home,
Yeah.
keeping the house lovely,
Do
and when
what
you
you-
come
yeah.
home at night, it's
Food's
all
cooked.
lovely. Food is cooked. There's a calm
Kids.
environment.
Kids are running
That'd
up
be
and
beautiful.
down.
I do get that.
Because
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But my mum, who, again, I lose my mum, taught me from day one. Yeah, if you can't cook or clean for yourself, yeah, then you're worthless. You have to be able to do those
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Anyone else coming in, if they're going to do those things for you, that's a bonus.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you have to be able to do them for yourself.
But we got brought up in that environment.
Yeah.
My mum was always, wasn't she? Don't you remember? Dad's going to be home soon, girls. You know,
Yeah,
we've got
yeah,
another
yeah.
sister as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
make sure, don't argue with, Dad's been at work all day. You know, she was
Keep it
very,
nice,
keep
yeah.
it nice. Not that we did we?
No, oh,
We
terribly.
don't- no one
3
does.
girls.
Three
No.
girls, there was always.
No, I'd say but men nowadays, young men, I think they can all very much cook, clean, be able to.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, both mine are very
My
self-sufficient.
son doesn't.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say and give like 10 examples of young men who can't do any of that.
Yeah,
They
no,
can't do anything.
I no.
They need
I-
mothering,
yeah.
seriously, you know.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, you got the exception where man's been married.
Well, no, I think if they've
kids,
gone off, if they've either gone off to uni or they've left home
Yeah.
early, they've had to learn to do it,
yeah,
haven't they?
yeah,
Because they're
for the
not,
most part.
I
Uni
mean,
grew up. My daughter.
Oh,
grew
it-
very
of course
fast
it
at uni.
does.
She started learning to do the washing, done the shopping, budgeting. Living with
All
other
of that,
people in the,
yeah.
Ask you a
in
question,
the
Jay.
uni.
Do you think, or rather, what do you think, current status of equality between men and women, not just in England, worldwide? What do you reckon of it? Do you reckon there is a status quo? Do you reckon there is equality, or do you reckon it's unbalanced one way rather than the other?
I can't really say. I don't like it though, to be fair, because I would like to be the part-time
Okay.
worker.
All right.
Look
You'd like to be
after
To be
traditional.
looked after.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
do the house cleaning and all that stuff. That's perfect for
Yeah.
me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't see why. I don't know if I'm being a princess, but
Go on.
I don't see why do I have to work full time when I have a man?
do you know what the mad
I don't
thing is?
understand.
Someone posed this question the other day. I think it might have been. It wasn't Jordan Peterson. It was some other guy. I don't like Jordan Peterson. Some other guy said, "It's all about equality." Responding to a question, and he said, "Why would anybody in their right mind, choose to work if they didn't have to?" He said, "We're men, We don't want to bloody work. If we had a choice, do you think we'd work?"
But then if you had a girl or a lady sitting down who'd worked her arse off
Yeah.
for years to get to where she was, and
Yeah.
she'd been knocked down and she'd been never paid as much as her counterpart, and she'd got to this position, she'd probably beg to differ and say, I've worked hard, I want to be here,
Yeah.
and I'm proud that,
And I
that
think
I've got to where...
I think that woman would be she'd be hard work in a relationship, I think, because
This is what I was
she's
gonna say.
had to fight all her life to get to where she's
Yeah.
got.
And against men.
Yeah, and now she's
So she'll
got
be masculine.
there.
She'll have masculine traits.
Now she's got there. This guy who's gonna come into her life, he can't tell her nothing.
Right.
She
Yeah.
don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
listen, I'm here. I've got hair. I've done it on my own. How dare you come and tell me anything?
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I
going
get that,
going
yeah.
back to equality, I think companies now have got to be so careful. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there is if
With
you're
pay
or
and
if
everything.
you're a woman and you're going for a promotion, I don't think you should be worried now that some man
No.
is going to be promoted. I think the other way round. I think you
If you
stand
and
a
I
better
go for a job,
chance.
and we have the same qualifications and experience, you're more likely to get the job.
Yeah, I agree. I
And
actually
you've
think.
worked in HR, so
Yeah,
you know this.
no.
I think
Yeah.
because the workplaces are so nervous
Yeah.
about this whole
Yeah.
equality. But then going back to the money thing, if I turn around now and said to my husband, I don't want to work at all anymore, he'd go, okay, if it's making you that miserable,
Yeah.
don't. But I've always worked not with the children.
Does
It's
it
been
give you
part time.
another perspective when,
Yeah,
this is
I
my
like it.
little
I
life.
want to work.
can
It's not
dress
hard.
up and-
Yeah, I just like
Yeah.
it. I like having my own money.
And in
I-
some
that's
ways,
why
I
I
do.
work part time, but I work full time. I went back to full time work when my son was 6 months.
And that must be
Yeah.
so difficult.
You don't
Yeah,
know
on
what
your
I
own.
understand.
Yeah.
So
Levels
Oh,
of
no, I-
stress,
difficult.
the
Yeah.
You're
time.
right.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I look at my son and I get mum guilt because
Yeah.
I really want to
Yeah.
do these things with you. Like last night,
Yeah.
this is a fine example. Last night he said to me, "Mum, we're gonna watch a Christmas film. We're gonna watch." I was like, "Yeah. I'm just cleaning up.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Let me finish
Yeah.
cleaning." No, I think I was cleaning for like 2 hours. I'm sweating now.
Yeah.
I sat down on the
Yeah.
sofa. He's eaten and everything. I sat on the sofa and I've dropped asleep.
Yeah, but Jade, you're not. I
He
mean,
went like this, and I went,
yeah.
"Oh my god, it's really good, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "It's finished."
No, my
I felt so
I see
bad.
my stepdaughter who lives in. I see her. She's got a 3-year-old, and she works full time and hard. And in fact, with her partner, she's probably the main like bread earner. And I see that the stress because now. The baby, nursery, then you've got to get wraparound care,
Yeah.
or they come and get you from there and take you somewhere else. And it's really,
And
really
then I
hard.
suspect with your son, Mum, it's the carol concert. It's 4:00, so you'll have to say to your employer,
I'm working from home. Luckily,
Oh,
one day.
yeah,
in the-
okay.
But that too.
you'd have to go,
You've
oh,
got
I need
shoot-
to leave early,
Right,
or
I've
it's a
got-
parents' evening.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
And it's just like you're one person. So for me, I'd happily take part time. I'd have more children. I'd do what I have to do with the kids.
Do you
But to
think
have
companies are more supportive now for working mums?
Some of them are.
They
Yeah.
are a
Some
lot
of
more
them.
than my
Yeah.
time.
most of them
Yeah.
have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By law, they have to be.
Yeah, some of them are though.
Sort of
Some of them
discrimination
not
or something.
all understand.
No,
not all
No,
understanding.
I think they've got to be more seen. No, you're definitely not in our time. They didn't
Yeah,
care.
where we worked,
No.
definitely they were understanding. They were a
Terrible.
pioneer for women.
Well, they're a non-profit making company,
yeah,
so I
but
think
they
they were
really
fantastic
quite strong for women to be able
Yeah.
to return to work.
and
you know,
supported it. They
yeah.
definitely did with me. 'Cause
Job
I worked for the
sharing,
same
part time,
company.
you know.
They made-
Could you not do a job share with your
well,
job?
I've asked to drop my hours.
I've advised
Yeah.
But I'm
But
waiting.
if you've got a proven case that you can do it,
It's got
sorry,
a bit of HR
they have
now.
to really prove that it wouldn't work. But if your case is strong enough,
The HR
they
lady,
can't.
isn't it?
Yeah.
They can't dismiss it. They have to have a strong enough reason to oppose it.
Yeah.
So
Well, hopefully they do
Yeah.
then. And then hopefully I go part time. I might go supermarket.
Yeah.
Definitely, you've got to get to that. You've got to go to that. You've got to smile.
all of them, Aldi, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Waitrose,
Go
get round all the Marks and Spencer.
Start at the top. Start at Marks and
Only if you
Spencer's.
like him, though. Only if you like him, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh no, I'm not gonna smile if I don't like him.
No.
You'll get some
I won't even look.
creeps
No,
that
definitely.
just-
But I'm
And no
I
sloppy
like
dressing.
a man being a polite man.
Where am I
No,
next?
just wear what you want. Just be aware of the
Drama.
consequences.
So
Consequences.
I like a man being a man. I like a man to open a door for
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
or
I
a man,
love it.
yeah.
Offer you his chair when
But
you
there
walk
are
into a
women
pub.
that generally would go, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Do you might like?
I'm
Yeah,
offended.
yeah.
Yeah. Or I've been on a train where a man's gone, excuse me, would you like the seat? And she's gone, no. Like,
Rude.
and he's sort of gone, oh, okay, like, and you
Yeah.
think it's
I did
Being a
that for
gentleman.
an older lady. She was older than us. Didn't even thank me. She took the seat. She didn't even thank me.
Rude.
She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
She was an elder. I thought, you know what? If that's you. I'm all right with myself.
Yeah.
You got to live with yours. So you sit there. But she didn't even look at me. Just took the seat and just went about her business.
Rude.
Yeah, it's funny. But it goes back to what I was saying earlier. With some of the younger people, we were talking about man hating. That's all I can call it, because there's a certain aspect of feminism now
But
that's
maybe-
gone towards that. Men are to blame for everything.
I think it's because men
hate
and
them.
men, they've done so much.
Yeah, they
Like,
have.
They've done
we
a lot.
have.
They've
We've done
hurt.
loads, man.
A lot
Damages,
of
boy.
women's been hurt.
And this is what I
Their
say to you:
friends
we
have
are
been
scum
hurt.
Yeah.
at heart. Yeah.
and also
We're
it doesn't
scumbags.
it doesn't help
Some
when,
of us get better though, and
Yeah.
and progress and try.
and let's be
help.
honest, every time you put the news on, there's somebody else who's got charges
Right.
against them for
And it's a
this,
man
or
who- right,
you
this
know,
is
the
what-
whole of Hollywood was shamed because you had the casting couch, and the biggest man in Hollywood was
Yeah.
then seen as, you
Yeah.
know, Bill Cosby, for instance.
Yeah.
We all watched him and
America's
absolutely
father.
loved him. oh my
He's
God.
immense.
And then all of a sudden he was this
is what
animal.
I'm
And you,
saying.
you literally hear it day in.
So when I
Jimmy
say to
bloody
you now,
Savile,
yeah,
how on earth we did not know
right.
back then what he was all
When
about.
I say to
What
you
was
now,
wrong with
I mean, he
him?
looked a bloody
most
monster.
men are scum. Do you understand what I'm saying now? When I
But-
say most, not all, obviously, because there are exceptions.
Yeah.
I count myself as one of the exceptions now, but I wasn't always like this.
No,
I was
no.
a scumbag at one time. But I
But then
acknowledge
I
that.
wasn't always a nice person when I was younger, I'll be fair.
I don't doubt
You
that,
know?
because none of us are
Because I was
perfect,
young and
but
silly and didn't understand
men have a different
consequences
outlook and
of any of my
a
actions.
different view of. Right, so this is the simplest way I can put it. I was talking to X about this as it goes as well. Because of the way we as men grow and are raised, which a lot of the time is violent, and if it's not violent, there's some kind of aggression, yeah? We have got to a point where we're not as sensitive to things in life, yeah? We like to brush things off. So the things that will affect you won't affect us, but we don't. A lot of the time, we don't acknowledge that.
I
until it's too
actually
late,
agree with that,
Until
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
So I could. Right, my ex said to me once, she was showing me something, and it was something to do with her work, and I said, "Got to be honest, darling, I'm interested." Now, I didn't mean it as an insult.
No.
I was in the middle of something,
Yeah.
and she was trying to show it was fashion. It was a dress or something, yeah.
I'd get, you're right.
Yeah.
I know.
She got the hump, yeah. But I had to think about how I said it after. I said, you know what? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, yeah. But I'm in the middle of something, and you're showing me a dress.
Yeah.
How's that going to help me with this?
Yeah.
And then she got it. You understand?
Yeah.
But I had to think about what I said and how I said it first.
It's like the
Now, if
book-
it was a
At least
dude,
you
I could have said to my
apologise.
but I could have said to a pal,
Some
a
men
man, I
don't.
could have said, listen, fucking idiot, leave me alone, let me do this, and he would have gone, all right, sorry, bud,
Yeah,
and it would have been off a duck's back.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've had to learn that over years. You know what I mean? A lot of young guys, or younger guys, 'cause I have to say young because some in their 30s and 40s, still don't give a shit. They don't care.
Don't
man.
apologise.
As long as they're getting what they want, yeah? They'll tell you anything. And this is another thing that women don't get. Men knock a woman back, yeah, and not even tell her why. Based on just something she said or something he's heard. But he won't say why, he'll just ghost her.
That's horrible.
But that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's one of the
I
reasons.
have got someone I know who's single,
Yeah.
and that's happened to her. Like, she's met someone maybe online,
Yeah.
had a day, she feels, oh my God, it's just gone so well,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
But there's
Never
something
heard
in
from
his
him
mind
again.
that she's
I
done
know.
that he considers wrong.
And every time it
But
happens,
it's
it
cowardly
knocks
as
their
well.
confidence
Then let him go
more
step
and
the next
more
bus.
and
Yeah.
more and more.
Let
Yeah.
him step.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until you get to a point
It's not worth it then.
where this friend actually
I can't
just
do
can't
that
be bothered
now.
I know
anymore.
it's not nice. It's
Yeah.
not a nice thing
No, but
to
you
do.
don't like confrontation. You're one of those
like
people.
I
And I
said,
get that.
I feel
I get
bad.
that.
I
Yeah.
feel horrible to say, like, why was you chewing like that, or why did you burp so loud?
Why
Like,
did you wear them
I-
clothes?
Would you just not go, look?
I had a friend.
It's
I
not
won't.
you, it's
no,
me.
I had a friend, and I won't say her name, but she won't even care. Actually, you should have her as a guest. She would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And she was dating in her 50s on the swipe left, and she spoke to this guy, and it all sounded wonderful. And she eventually met up with him just to go for a walk, and then he's walked her back to her car, and he's decided to give her a snog.
oh no.
So she went, Deb, it was the worst snog I've ever had.
Okay.
She said, I went, oh
was
God,
like
what
a
did you do? What did you do? I thought she was going to say to me, oh, just sort of said goodbye. I just turned around and went to him, I'm sorry, this is really not working.
Do you know what?
So
I
she
love
was
that
really,
though.
she went, I'm sorry, this is
Let's
really
have
not.
this big
I
snog.
went,
Yeah.
you didn't. She went, I thought, I've got to be honest. I said, I'm so sorry, this is really not
I love that.
working. She said, and I just got in my car and went,
I love that. I'm not saying it wouldn't have smarted
No.
you. Of course it would have slapped you around the face, but how can you not appreciate that? Because now you know.
oh,
what,
no,
look,
but
it
then
was
wouldn't
like
he
that.
then be thinking he's a really bad kisser?
Yeah, then learn better then. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Practice.
Simple.
Was he a
My
slow
husband
kisser?
said once he went out on a
It's like a
date
washing
years
machine.
ago,
It was like a
and
washing machine.
he was
Like
in a
washing
pub with this girl, and he said, as he was sitting, he thought, nah, this is just not for me.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, I'm just going to the toilet, and got in his
And just
car
got off.
and just
Yeah.
drove off.
Oh,
See,
that's
to me,
awful.
that's funny, but it's evil.
It's horrible.
It's
And he said,
Terrible.
oh, I wouldn't
Yeah.
do that now. I was in my 20s. It was like, you know,
Yeah,
I went, that is so horrible.
It's really horrible.
I can remember a couple of things that I'm not going to divulge here because you
Go
hate
on,
it.
one,
no chance,
one.
no
Just
chance,
one.
man.
No.
No. But my point is,
Yeah, okay.
is I understand that because at one time I was like that, and thinking about it now, it's cowardly. You know what I mean?
But isn't it young? Isn't it just immaturity?
It's still cowardly because
Yeah.
young people, as I've just exhibited, who have good sense and are moral and can do things right.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
But
you
is
can
that
use
not
as
people in
excuse.
general? There's certain people at any age who've got...
Yeah, there are, but
You
this is
know.
the point. This is why we don't make sweeping, broad generalisations saying
Yeah.
everybody. This is why I try and say most or some of,
Yeah.
because I understand it's not everyone. Of course, it's not.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know everyone. I don't even know a fraction of the world. But I like to do research, and I don't really like to talk about anything unless I can know some depth to
Do you
the
think
subject.
then equality is a cultural thing though as well? Do you think?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah, it can be, because in the Middle East
country?
or China, or well, China is in the East, but Africa or most of the countries outside of the West still work with traditional role models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they work, you know what I mean, for the most part. But my gripe with that is you got certain countries in Africa, for example, where they do have those traditional roles. Up until recently, they were cutting women's clits off at birth.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know
yeah.
if they should get sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
Sudan or Ethiopia.
I
Yeah.
think they still
Those
do.
couple
Don't
of
they
those
still
countries.
do
No,
that?
they can't do it now.
They can't do it.
No,
Yeah.
well, they can do it, but it's against international law.
Women-
I
Women's
met somebody on
circumcision, wasn't
holiday
it?
once who
Yeah.
was a teacher,
Yeah.
and she had a child who came into school and was in agony,
genital mutilation,
and to
yeah.
cut a long story, she found out that
That's what they've done.
they'd
Yeah.
done to the
Yeah.
child.
Those people, I don't even want to say what should happen to those people that do that, but those countries there, even though they have these traditional roles, they are still run by savages, basically.
Controlling savages.
Yeah, that's savage behaviour. Yeah, and a lot of the time when men talk about being dominant part in a relationship, straight away people, predominantly women, think that men are saying that they want to control the woman to do everything they says, and that the woman can't have any say. That's rubbish, and that would not make a good relationship, a healthy
No.
relationship. It wouldn't. What I think a lot of guys are saying when they say this, what I say when I say it is, I'm traditional. Yeah, no, I don't want you to do or say anything that I wouldn't do. I'm not going to tell you can't do anything ever. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm not comfortable with. If you want to do it, then you need to go and do it somewhere else. If you're happy with it, we can build on that. Yeah, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. Yeah?
No.
I'm not going to be posting shit on social media. I'm not going to be chasing beer gal. I'm not going to be going clubbing. I'm not going to put myself in any situation, that puts our relationship at risk. Yeah, if you're willing
Not
to do
many
those
men
things,
are like you though.
I can't be with you.
Them ethics.
And it's as simple as that. And this is why I ended my last relationship, because she wanted this lifestyle and I didn't. You know what I mean?
Did she not realise it was upsetting you and going to hurt you?
We had this conversation
And it was
at
gonna
the start
destroy
of our
your
relationship,
relationship.
yeah. And she, right. So for me, one of the main stumbling blocks is it was a long distance. Yeah, she lived 100 miles away, but we spent probably half of most months together. Yeah. So we had this conversation at the start. I didn't want to live with anyone. Afro knows my history and knows why. I'll tell you later. I did a long time in Nick. Rubber back in the day, and I've been to Nick. So I spent a lot of time in prison, in a obviously harsh environment. Came out, I wasn't used to softness of being around a woman constantly. You know what I mean? Obviously, I was used to like the intimacy and but being around a woman all the time, I'm used to talking to guys who want to stab me in the neck. You know what I mean? And being straight with people and talking to them harshly, because I knew they'd understand it and could contain it and take it for what it was and move forward. But I didn't get that women aren't like that. Oh, I know women are softer and prettier and nicer, but I didn't think they were sensitive. I didn't allow for the fact. So I learned a lot with her and the relationship prior to that in that respect. But as far as... Shit. I'm so sorry. That's Marcus. Don't answer that. What was I saying?
As far as
The relationship, and you had
I'm
people.
so sorry. Cuz, I'm so sorry. Cuz I can't speak to you right now. I'm in the middle of a podcast. I've got to go. I'll call you back. I will. Assalamu alaikum. So sorry. What was I saying?
So you didn't want to live with anyone because even
Yes.
though you'd
Yes. So
Yeah.
I had to relearn.
Adjust.
This is going to sound so mad. I had to quite literally relearn how to be a man, how to be a human being. Because I lived like
well,
an
you're
animal for
institutionalised,
ages.
weren't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went from ACAT to
Yeah.
DCAT. I spent a big chunk. I spent
Yeah.
more in ACAT than I did in D. So
How many years was it though?
in ACAT, I spent about 6 years in ACAT, 7 years.
And then
About 7 years.
the journey to what cap?
So ACAT is maximum security. I was in double A's. I was in man. But then you had to go from A to B to C. Some people jumped to C. I didn't. I had to go A, B, C, D. But I spent like 6-7 years in ACATS and about 3 in D till I got out. But at 7 years, I had to put myself in a different mindset. You have to put yourself in a different mindset, because as much as people say prison's about rehabilitation and that's rubbish. It's not. Prison's about psychological warfare and trying to break these guys so they get out and they crumble and they're on the dole for the rest of their lives and they don't want to do nothing. That's what prison's really about, if we're going to have it real. But they'll tell you something else. It's about rehabilitation and there's opportunities for education and psychological courses and blah, blah, blah. But what they don't tell you is the majority of these psychologists are psychology students, who are doing their dissertations, in the prisons, and they've got no idea how to psychoanalyze a man who's been a criminal for 30 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they end up messing up a lot of the time. And keeping people. So there's all these things you've got to contend with. But I have to put in a caveat, and say that I wouldn't have had to contend with them if I didn't make the choices I did. Don't blame anyone else.
No.
But I'm just trying to get you into what
Yeah,
my
well,
mindset
life is
was.
all about choices,
Right,
isn't
so
it?
yeah, so I got out and I had to adjust my character and interacted, because I'm interacting with the whole of society now, not just with a bunch of nutcases. So we ended up having conversations like that, what I just said, where I told her, look, I'm not interested in that, thinking she'll take it as it is and we'll move on, but she didn't. She was really upset. There was a number of occasions, and there was a point to me telling you this and I forgot it again. What was the point? What were we talking about? I know you started this. You asked me something, didn't you?
Why you didn't want to live with her?
Why didn't you want to live?
Yes, and that was the reason. Anyway, we got round two. We got to a point where I thought, and we had this discussion, this is make or break, man. This is the last thing that's going to let us know whether or not we're supposed to be together. And it just, I'm smiling because I posted something the other day that said, fastest way to end a relationship is to move in together. And that turned out to be true. I give it some tears.
Can we just jump back slightly
Yeah,
to,
sorry, yes.
when I said, about children, meeting a younger girl and everything.
Yeah.
I've known men to get involved with young girls and it's, no, I don't want children. No, I certainly don't want children. I've actually got something wrong with me, so I'm never going to... And then lo and behold, they're pregnant.
Yeah.
And they have the baby and...
Oh, you're asking me how I feel?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not at all
always do
insinuating your friend would do this. I'm
Okay,
just
no, I would
just
never,
putting it out there.
ever, because I'm against it, ask a woman to can't even say it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'd never do that.
Yeah.
And I would love that child, but I'm taking precautions to make sure
Yeah.
I don't get to that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I would be terrified every single day of that child's life. I'd be terrified. Every time I stepped out of the house, I would be a wreck.
What, because of the world? Because because of the world
'Cause I
you've
know
seen,
the
what you've
world.
experienced.
I know the world,
Yeah.
man. And I'm glad, for the most part, that women don't get to see the world that men do. I'm glad. because
Yeah,
it
the
would
world
change
is a
your
different.
view.
It's a scary
It's a
place
scary
now.
place,
It's a
yeah.
horrible
It is
place.
a lot than the
I
80s.
say I wouldn't like young teenage girls now because of the social media thing.
Yeah.
What you're saying,
Even
the
boys,
posting
they
of
can get stabbed up.
posting of photos. I mean,
Nothing.
My son is 18 and he's just started that sort of going.
Yeah.
And sometimes he doesn't go out. And I say to my sister, oh, God, he really doesn't go out that much. But in a way, I'm pleased.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't want him just roaming the streets or,
No, that's ridiculous.
and there is nowhere for them to
You know
go,
what, for a
really.
minute there, I thought that was a window and it was still light at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's a scary
is a
world
scary-
out there
Yeah,
now.
it's
And
horrible place, man. But even saying that, we still got to make the best of it.
of course,
We're here.
Because it's
Yeah.
the world
we
live
are.
in.
We're
So
here. We're living.
with
And I
equality,
understand, just to say,
Yeah.
you said earlier, I understand how my points could have come across as aggressive. Hey, they probably are aggressive, but more passionate than aggressive.
yeah.
From
Because
a
as I
man's
said,
perspective.
Not
I've had
aggressive,
this conversation like 100
I-
times, and
I
it's
feel
kind
you
of the
sounded-
same pattern.
Yeah, you sounded like someone that's been let down a lot,
Yeah, I have. 100%.
disappointed a lot.
100%.
And I get that because
Yeah.
I've got a friend of a friend who's been single for a long time, went through a horrible divorce,
Yeah.
financially in a fantastic place. But I think that she's been disappointed
Yeah.
so many times now.
Yeah.
You do begin to just feel, oh, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
For me, I have to say, as far as the relationship is concerned, it was less disappointment and more about me. I can't live day in, day out with somebody. I'll give you an example of why. Yeah, my couple of my exes actually, but in particular this one. She knows anytime you come in my house, my kitchen and my bathroom they're surgically clean.
Oh.
They're the cleanest places in my house. The whole place
Exactly
is clean.
what I'm like.
But those two in particular,
Yeah.
they have to be clean. One, you're cooking food in, one, you want to be cleaning, right? So she'll go in, make a cup of tea.
Oh, she did drop the tea bag on the side.
No. She's got a little pot for that. The wet spoon and sugar on the side, yeah?
Oh, yeah, no.
Toast in the morning.
Oh, not
Crumbs.
crumbs.
Toast.
No.
Crumbs all over the
Oh,
side
no,
of the
no,
floor.
no.
No.
At first I didn't say anything. I'd clean it up, but I'll be
Sorry,
cleaning
this
my
is
teeth.
this new lady.
No, this is
the
my
one.
another house,
Yeah.
Okay,
But this is once we lived together. This
Yeah.
is when
What's
I
a
really
toast?
saw.
Get a plate.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Butter it on the plate.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, simple.
Squeeze the tea bag.
So it was the thing with the previous job where she didn't tell me certain things that came to light, and then it was all the little habits that. And for me, it's not just they were habits; it was they were inconsiderate.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
they
I mean?
start niggling you.
Yeah,
And then they.
I did.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where I had to say, "Listen, bam, we need to sit down and talk." We sat down and talked.
Taking
said, don't like this. You do this. I told you I don't like this, but you consistently do it. Yeah. All right, if you're gonna do it, but clean it up after yourself. Yeah. You're not a child, and I'm not your child.
But this goes back to doing something that she knows is going to annoy you.
Yeah.
So why not just get a plate?
All right, she's done it once, but
She's
don't do it
done-
You've
again.
explained
See,
to
that's the thing.
her.
She's not thinking about
So
me. She's
that's
thinking
how,
about herself.
you know,
what she wants.
Irrespective of whether she
She's going to
thinks
sit.
If she knows
does it
it's a
matter?
little thing
Yeah.
of yours, a
Yeah.
niggle of yours,
Yeah.
then respect you enough to.
She's done it once. Don't,
Right,
Yeah.
that
do it
talk
again.
there, that's what I love.
Yeah.
She weren't thinking like that.
See, that's
Yeah.
how I would.
Because you know what she was thinking about? She was thinking about, let me get my toes and go and sit in front of Instagram and look at dresses or some madness. That's what was in her head, because that's exactly what she did.
I have
Made
a-
her tea and toast and sat in front
I
of
have a
her
thing.
iPad.
If you get a biscuit, just get a plate. And the other day, my son went, "Oh, Mum, can I have something?" And I went and got it and gave it to him. He went, "You're trying to catch me out." I went, "What?" He went, "Where's my plate?" I went, "Yes, you're right." And he said, "You were trying to catch me out,
See?
Mum."
Basic
Yeah.
things, they're basic.
Basic. And if
Simple.
this goes back to if you know it's going to upset someone or
Yeah.
it's just one of their little niggles, then why
Don't do it.
do it?
Don't do it.
Isn't it? It's like lighting that match, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so that's why for me now I don't want. Cause I know I'm not saying I don't want a relationship because I don't trust anyone and I know it can never work. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is now I need time for myself, a finite period to get done what I need to get done, and then when
Well, you
the
sound
right
like you've been
woman's
through
there,
a lot, and it's gonna.
I have, but
you know.
I can't. I don't let it affect me adversely. I
No.
learned from everything I've been through. Some of it is still angering when I sit and think about it, but I don't live my day-to-day life in anger, man. I live it passionately, but not angrily.
And I think equality, I think it's a personal thing. I think some women embrace it to the fact that I don't need you to offer me your seat.
Yeah.
I don't need you to help me get a heavy case down.
Yeah.
But other women still love the fact that a man acts in
Or
that
just
way.
appreciates if
Yeah.
someone's
Thank you very
offering them
much.
assistance.
You know, you are taller than me, you are stronger
Yeah,
than
and even
me,
a woman
let's
who
be
says,
honest.
"Oh no, I don't need that help, but thank you anyway." That's
Yeah,
brilliant.
that's really kind
Yeah.
of
You know
you.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But you don't get that a lot these days. It's, manners is another thing. That's another subject I could talk about for years, but time. But
We
good
don't,
manners.
but I do have to say thank yous for coming.
No, it's
Welcome.
been,
It's been great.
It's been a lovely chat.
it has
Can
been.
everyone like and subscribe,
And
please?
share.
And share.
And
We'll
share.
see you
It's
soon.
really important for Unheard Voices to like, subscribe, and share on all platforms. And make your comments as well.
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
you like another episode
And
of
apologies
this?
for any offences caused.
Go like that.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.